It's honestly hard to believe, but it's been 8 years since Crazy Rich Asians became a global phenomenon. 8 years since that unforgettable mahjong showdown, the lavish weddings, the jaw-dropping wealth, and a love story that had audiences completely hooked. And ever since then, fans have been asking the same question: where is the sequel?
For years, it felt like the project was stuck in development limbo. We heard announcements, rumors, updates, delays, and then more delays. But now, for the first time in a long time, it finally feels like something real is happening. In fact, Crazy Rich Asians 2 is more active right now than it has ever been before. And what's happening behind the scenes might completely change the future of the franchise. Today, we're breaking down everything from the massive format change nobody saw coming to the returning cast, new storylines, fan theories, and why this next chapter could end up being even bigger than the original film. The first question everyone asks is simple: why did this sequel take so long? After all, the first movie was a huge success. Released in 2018, it earned over $236 million worldwide on a budget of around $30 million. For Hollywood, that's exactly the kind of performance that usually guarantees a sequel almost immediately. In fact, a follow-up was officially announced just weeks after the movie's release. But things quickly became complicated. In 2019, co-writer Adele Lim, who helped write the original film, left the project after learning she was being offered significantly less pay than her male co-writer. She made it clear that pay equity mattered, and rather than continue under those conditions, she walked away. That decision effectively forced the sequel back to square one. A new writer eventually came aboard, but the challenges kept piling up. Production schedules became difficult to coordinate, the pandemic disrupted the entire industry, and director John M. Chu suddenly became one of the busiest filmmakers in Hollywood. Between projects like Wicked, a Britney Spears biopic, and multiple other major productions, the sequel kept getting pushed further down the line. Even as recently as late 2024, Chu admitted that the team still hadn't found a script that felt strong enough. His position remained consistent. He wouldn't bring the cast back unless the story felt just as meaningful and exciting as the first movie. While fans appreciated the honesty, it wasn't exactly the update they were hoping for. But then, something happened that changed everything. Because Crazy Rich Asians 2 is no longer being developed as a traditional movie. Instead, the next chapter is becoming a Max television series. That announcement caught many fans completely off guard. But the more you think about it, the more sense it makes. The second and third books in Kevin Kwan's trilogy, China Rich Girlfriend and Rich People Problems, are packed with characters, family drama, rivalries, scandals, and storylines that simply wouldn't fit comfortably into a 2-hour film. A series allows the creators to fully explore that world instead of rushing through it. And perhaps the most exciting part? Adele Lim is officially back. After leaving the sequel years ago, she has returned as the show's showrunner, bringing everything full circle. For many fans, her return is just as important as the continuation of the story itself. Not only does it reconnect the franchise with one of its original creative voices, but it also feels like long overdue justice behind the scenes. With pre-production already underway. So, what can fans expect from the story? Well, Rachel Chu's life is about to become far more complicated. The series is expected to pick up roughly 2 years after the events of the first film. Rachel discovers that the father she believed was dead is actually alive. And not just alive, but one of the most powerful men in China. His name is Bao Gaoliang, a billionaire pharmaceutical mogul and influential political figure based in Shanghai. When Rachel and Nick travel to mainland China to meet him,
they're introduced to an entirely different level of wealth and influence.
And that's saying something, considering what we saw in the first movie. The Young family seemed unimaginably rich in Singapore, but compared to some of China's ultra-elite families, they may look almost ordinary. The scale of luxury, power, and social influence is expected to be dramatically bigger than anything we've seen before. Rachel also meets her half-brother, Carlton Bao, a reckless billionaire playboy known for his extravagant lifestyle and headline-making behavior. Alongside him is Colette Bing, a social media superstar, fashion icon, and daughter of one of China's wealthiest families. Many readers consider Colette one of the most fascinating characters in the books because she immediately becomes both a rival and a challenge for Rachel. If adapted faithfully, she could easily become one of the standout characters of the entire series. And the drama doesn't stop there. The story reportedly takes a darker turn when Rachel becomes involved in a dangerous poisoning plot connected to Shanghai's powerful social circles. It's a reminder that in this world, money and status don't eliminate danger. They often create it. Meanwhile, Astrid's storyline is finally getting the attention many fans have wanted for years. After becoming one of the most beloved characters in the first film, Astrid is expected to play a much larger role this time around. Her marriage to Michael continues to deteriorate, and the series will reportedly dive deeper into that relationship's collapse. At the same time, she reconnects with her former love, Charlie Wu, setting up one of the most anticipated romances in the entire trilogy. For many fans, Astrid and Charlie's story is every bit as compelling as Rachel and Nick's.
As for the cast, nearly everyone audiences loved from the original film is expected to return. Constance Wu is expected back as Rachel, Henry Golding returns as Nick, Michelle Yeoh reprises her role as Eleanor Young, Gemma Chan returns as Astrid, Awkwafina is expected back as Paik Lin, and Harry Shum Jr. will finally get a much larger role as Charlie Wu after his memorable mid-credits appearance in the first film. Fans can also expect to see Kitty Pong return, and if the books are anything to go by, her storyline could be one of the funniest and most entertaining parts of the entire series as she attempts to reinvent herself
And climb even higher into elite society. While official casting announcements for new characters haven't arrived yet, fan speculation is already everywhere. For Colette Bing, many viewers have suggested Lana Condor as a perfect fit. Others have mentioned fashion icon Heart Evangelista. For Carlton Bao, fans continue to campaign for actors like Simu Liu and Ross Butler. Whether any of those names become reality remains to be seen, but the excitement is definitely building.
Of course, no discussion would be complete without fan theories. One of the most popular theories involves Eleanor Young. Some fans believe the series will reveal that Eleanor secretly played a role in uncovering information about Rachel's biological father. Rather than simply accepting Rachel into the family, this theory suggests Eleanor may have actively worked behind the scenes to protect the Young family's future. If everything comes together the way fans hope, this won't just be a sequel. It could become the biggest and most ambitious chapter of the Crazy Rich Asians story yet. So what are you most excited to see? Rachel's journey into China's billionaire elite? Astrid and Charlie's long-awaited romance? Or maybe Kitty Pong's next chaotic adventure? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more updates on Crazy Rich Asians too. Until next time, thanks for watching.